Anyway, say hi to YouTube. Let's go. It's been a hot minute since we watched anything from Internet Historian. And I love mythology very, very much. I know he has another series about like fancy stuff, like drinking. He has one about drinking. I kind of want to watch that because, you know, as a resident veteran drinker, I think I'll have a few things to say about that, but we'll watch that another time. No on the corn video. All right, no corn then. No corn. Thank you, sir.
Mythology. Mythology. What is mythology? Everyone get down, this is a mythology. Is this a mythology? Take me to the treasure room, I want to see it. I will speak the magic words. Open sesame.
Do banks still use those kind of things to open vaults? I actually don't know. What do banks use these days for research purposes?
I knew they were hiding it. Anyway, here's that deposit I wanted to make. Aha! What's this? The mythological Holy Grail? I won't be needing this for another 6 months. All this and more on this episode
Please post on your main video.
of In the Quarantine.
Do you know the story of Orpheus?
Is that the guy that travels down?
Orpheus. Isn't that the one that was in love with his mom? The Orpheus. Or is that the Ophipetus? You know what I'm talking about? The syndrome where in the sun and the biological Oedipus? Oedipus. Anyways.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I know this one. Yeah, this is a good one. Okay.
Everyone loves this theremin player, including, what was her name? Eurydice?
Eurydice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they fall in love,
Eurydice.
and all is well.
So she's a beautiful woman, and he loves her very much, and he plays beautiful music for her.
Who's that?
And the music makes everyone happy, and it's more than just that. It also
Oedipus.
encourages things to grow, and everyone loves this dude.
Oedipus.
And his lady walks off, goes into the forest, and there, I think she's running away, and she gets bitten by a snake. She was in a NordVPN ad. It was region locked, so they couldn't suck out the poison. And so she died, and she went down to Hades.
Oh, I remember Orpheus. It's the one that went to the underworld to get the soul of his beloved back, right? And I can't remember how the original mythology went. Sometimes they would say that he made it back successfully, and sometimes they would say he looked back when he wasn't supposed to and wasn't able to leave.
Named it after himself, which, you know, that just saves time, I suppose. It might be a little bit confusing. Oh, I'm going to Hades. Oh, how was he? Oh, well, I didn't actually see him, but I went to his house. So Orpheus finds his wife
nice
dead
boobage censorship,
and is stricken. So he has to go get his wife back from Hades. So he walks to Hades through like a hole in the ground, I believe.
Yes. He goes down these thousands and thousands of steps, and he reaches the river Styx, and there he sees the boatman.
The boatman. I like to think of the boatman with like headphones on. He's not really that enthusiastic about his job.
No, well, why would you be at that point? Yeah.
another day, another slave.
What do you want?
Hi, yeah, I'm Orpheus. I'm a pretty major musician in the upper world. You might have heard of me.
No.
Okay, well, that's good that I reminded you of it then. Anyway, I'm new in town, and I'm looking for the best boat service possible to get me straight to Hades. The guy, not the place.
Well, it's just me, and you're not getting on because you're clearly alive.
Well, I mean, I don't think you should hold it against me. What is this? Oh, I didn't expect to run into such prejudice in this eternal lake of fire and sinners.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't mean to discriminate. I was some of my best friends are alive.
Where can you take me? What part of hell can you take me that's close?
Listen, you can't get on the boat.
Damn, some of my friends are alive too. Nuh-uh. No prejudice around here.
People need to pay me to get on this boat. You
Hi,
know, man's gotta make a
tailgater.
living. I don't know what I do with the cash. I don't know why there is a toll to pay for this ferry. Because to be honest, I just take all these coins and I I put him over here in this big pile. It's kind of like a Scrooge McDuck thing. Listen, I'm not a man easily convinced. You're either dead or
Some of my friends are alive.
What if I told you that this was a mission for love?
I wouldn't be moved unless there was some sort of music that you were going to play on the lyre.
What can persuade this boatman, I wonder to myself? Perhaps a banging tune on my lyre.
Yeah, I'm
Perhaps a banging.
going to take off my headphones. Go on. Can you do Toto? Africa? I like that one.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what every lyre player knows how to do. Toto.
My Chemical Romance.
Raining.
Roses and Guns.
Raining Men. Oh, that's another song. That will
Or
do.
Guns and Roses.
You know what? I'm convinced. That's a beautiful tune. I'm so moved. I'm going to take you down the river.
Terrific.
Wipe your shoes first.
Sure. What am I seeing in hell?
Oh man, there's a whole bunch of lost souls underneath you. Yeah, you get used to the wailing. Over there's a fire. It doesn't go out for some reason.
A lot of things in mythology
I
just
don't know
doesn't
what
really
else
make
there is down
sense
here,
once
to
you
be
think
honest.
about it.
Last and only
Wait.
stop. Don't forget to give me a good rating on Uber.
Sure, no worries.
5 stars, please.
Thanks. Surely it'd be lift as hell.
What? No tip. There's bottled water in the back.
I would have given a tip,
Bottle
but the
water.
whistle-stop tour of the adulterers lining up in front of
Okay, wait. Do people tip their Uber drivers? Sad, do you tip your Uber drivers? I tip. Especially if the driving condition, like the road condition is really, really bad. Like if there's a snowstorm or something, I usually tip pretty well. But I heard a lot of people that I ride Ubers with will be super surprised whenever I say I tipped my Uber driver. Or cab, I guess. It doesn't have to be Uber. Any sort of private driving chauffeur. You don't have tip culture in Korea. Oh, that's true.
a little guillotine really bummed me out. So
Oh, sorry. So, you get down to Hades. Fee fi fo fum, who's this?
great Lord Hades, it is I, Orpheus, famous musician of the overground.
Who?
Don't worry about it. People know me. It's okay. Anyway, I'm here for my girlfriend. You've got her.
Isn't it his wife? Oh my god, how beautiful. Also, isn't this Hades' art from the Disney movie?
It's okay. Anyway, I'm here for my girlfriend. You've got
Yeah,
her.
it's from
and
Disney.
I'd like to take her back to the top world, please and thank you.
I don't think so, actually. Once
Why not?
someone comes down to Hades, they don't ever leave. And
Why?
my wife's here to back me up. Oh, yeah, no, actually, you don't get to leave. And
Persephone? No.
you know what? I'm a pretty big deal. So I'm going to have a second wife. And
Dude, sorry. He looks like Goku. Ultra, so what's it called? Super Saiyan Goku.
you know what? Her name's going to be Eurydice.
What? Oh, Hades, you're out of line.
2 wives, isn't it? Twice as good.
Oh, but she's my wife.
Well,
But she's
I'm in
also so
charge.
small.
That's true. But I feel like I can persuade you by do 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 Toto in Africa.
Okay, all right, cracking tune. You know what? I think it's good, but I am still unmoved. But hold on a minute.
Yes.
Oh, my wife. Oh, she's crying.
No!
She is moved. Oh, please, Hades. Oh, please, let him have his wife back. You know what? I'm gonna make you a deal. This one time, I'm gonna let someone have their wife back. But
Look, man, Hades may or may not have kidnapped his wife and kept her there against her wishes for all of eternity. But he really likes her. He really does love Persephone, even though he may or may not be a kidnapper.
special conditions. She's going to leave behind you, and she will not make any noise whatsoever. But you must not turn around to see that she is there. And if you do
Beautiful
turn around,
pattern.
then she will be mine forever.
I'm just making notes as you say this.
That
So,
hair flip,
got
my
it.
goodness, I
Walking
could
behind
never.
Me,
Yep.
Don't turn around.
Yep.
Got it. Well, that seems simple enough there,
Yeah.
Hades. I'm sure that
That
won't
seems
be
very
a problem.
easy.
All right, I have to go.
Out through the little fire exit.
I believe
Nice.
he plays the lyre on the way out to try and guide her out or something like that.
This guy is very self-involved, isn't he? He's always...
Every solution involves the lyre. Yep. It's like Wolverine. Every solution is the claws.
He walks out. For some reason, he wants to look behind him because he can't hear her, so he looks.
No, don't look.
And she just is there, and then she just slowly gets like pulled back into hell.
Do you remember what happens next?
bit of a blur from here. I think Orpheus is pretty upset about what went down.
Sure is.
Probably plays a sad song on the lyre to himself.
More than just a sad song. So there he is, and it's driving everyone mad. If I remember correctly, women are miscarrying, people are killing themselves, crops aren't growing properly.
That is a bad song.
That's a bad song, and he's playing this way for days and days, and then eventually the villagers go, fuck this, and they decide to kill him.
I'm reading it here. It's a group
is that what he
of
does?
irate women, they've called it, which I think is
Oh, so
very
he got
funny.
reunited. That's not so
They-
bad.
The women kill him and cut his body into pieces and throw him and his lyre
Jesus.
into the river.
Jesus.
Outrageous. That's,
Oh, that's a bummer.
yeah, poor Orpheus.
They really didn't like his singing. Wait, that's it. Well, at least they're reunited in the river Styx. It's all good. It's all good. Happy ending.
I don't know if it's going to be trite to point out the whole problem with Icarus. I suppose the Greeks have never been up high before, and they just didn't know that actually things get colder up there. And anyway, he's flying along, and the wings are made of feathers and wax, and apparently the wax melts, but that doesn't make no sense, because it gets colder, innit?
You know, I've never considered that aspect of the myth. You know, you've got your time machine.
Wait, actually, I never considered that either. You know when they told that story of him putting wings on himself and he flew too close to the sun and then it melted? It made sense. It made sense. It made sense until you think about it. To get that close to the sun, he would have to leave the outer surface of the Earth, atmosphere of the Earth, go into space, travel how many thousands of kilometers of light years away to be close enough to the sun that the wax melts.
You go back to
Never
ancient
thought
Greece to
about it.
find whoever made this myth, because obviously you need to correct them with all the
Yes.
intensity of someone in the comments who needs to correct your incorrect facts.
Yeah, like a scorning teacher.
Exactly. Actually, Daedalus, or whoever told this myth, actually,
You're
when you go up
wrong.
high, it actually gets colder.
Yeah.
Do you know much about Socrates?
Socrates.
From most descriptions, he was just like a rambling madman who walked around with no shoes on, but everyone thought he was pretty wise.
There were people who were more rambling and more mad, but he was
Me.
certainly one of them. He used to go around accosting people in the...
The philosophy center.
Yeah, and he used to just ask people questions until they submitted. Yeah, he used to go, oh, what's a horse? And they go, oh, I don't know, about 60 quid. No, what is a horse? And they go, oh, well, it's a big creature with 4 legs. You go, oh, okay, so is every creature that's big and has 4 legs a horse? Well, no, there's elephants and...
There's cows. Socrates wrote one of the, I can't remember what it's called, short story about like shadows on the walls. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Where there's like people that are watching the wall, but they only see the shadow and not the actual people moving. And it was like a metaphor of how some people see the world. Anyways, I thought that was really cool. When I read that in high school, I was like, oh, mind blown. Literature, absolute cinema.
Giraffes? Oh, okay. So what makes a horse then? Well, you can ride on it. He would just ask questions and questions and questions.
He sounds incredible.
Insufferable.
Yeah, totally obnoxious.
I'm so sorry. I ask a lot of questions. Is this what chat thinks of me when I start asking about eating poop and like SCP ex-human fanfiction? I need to know.
That's why he was executed.
Yeah, they made him drink poison. It was just like, I've had enough of this guy.
No!
There's just 2 ancient Greek dudes hanging out in the philosophy
Stop
center
redeeming
and just
hydrate. I
chatting
will
away. It's
not
like, "Oh, yeah, mate,
drink
I've heard there might be
poison."
war with Sparta. Oh shit, it's Socrates. He's here. Act normal. Hey guys, ever wonder if we're all living in a cave? Man, we're not, man. Like, this guy.
Look, I do shadow puppets. We don't want to see the shadow puppets again. Not again.
This is the thing about philosophy in general. It's all about like contrary knowledge. It's all about going, oh, you think the world works this way? Well, what if it worked like this?
I think the world goes a little something
Contrarians.
like this. He was charged and found guilty of blasphemy
Yes.
and for corrupting the youth, I think.
Well, yes, he had a bit of a history of that, didn't he? Allegedly.
Not the sodomy. They mean like corrupting the youth's minds
Yes.
by doing the blasphemy.
There's that famous painting of him being handed his poison.
He was like 72 or something when he died, wasn't he?
Ah.
I think the idea was that he figured, well, what I got now is further decline, I guess.
72? That's when they got annoyed enough to kill him? 72 years, damn. They put up with 72 years of Yap Maxon. All right, Sat, you're gonna have to put up with another 70 years for me, SK. As well, okay?
Guess I may as well go. Boy, he's loving it. He's loving it. Chugging it down.
So this is what I've always been waiting for. This is why I've been annoying you all for so long.
Anyway, so I was correct.
Like, everyone's interpreted this painting to mean like, oh, I'm so sad. When really they're just like, thank God, he's finally gonna shut the fuck up.
Every time I unstream, thank God she's gone. God damn.
Here with the curly hair, he's just slamming his head against the wall. Shut up, shut up.
That you right now?
He's a little more tolerant. This dude is going, just drink it. Just come on, man. Hurry up.
Just end the stream. Just end it. Just end
This guy's
it.
got his hand over his ears. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually does. Just like, this guy has got to go.
Anyway.
Why
so
is he
that's
doing the
reason
actually
why
hand finger
Season
points?
8 of Game of Thrones wasn't actually that bad. Fuck.
Glass houses? I don't think I know this
Throw
one.
rocks in a glass house. Never quite understood the meaning of that phrase.
What, of glass houses?
Yeah, so why shouldn't people... I mean, obviously, they shouldn't throw rocks in a glass house to
Oh.
break the glass, but what are they... What kind of behavior is that supposed to...
It's a thing against hypocrisy, so a small amount of criticism in return could also do a huge amount of damage because the
Yeah, hear that? Stop bullying. I have a glass house.
person who's living in the glass house is guilty of so much.
That's
Oh.
why...
I have no guilt. I have committed no sins. I am innocent and pure as snow. This comparison does not stand. We shall move on.
I was missing. Guilty of walking around in just a t-shirt. Not completely naked.
How did they know I'm not wearing pants right now? Fuck. How did you know? Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras.
Naked, a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That, I just think that's more offensive.
Stop it. Get some help.
I will not wear pants. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Mm-mm. Yesterday's meet and greet, someone asked what made you want to become a VTuber, and we all collectively agreed, all 6 of us, we don't want to put on fucking pants, man. Hate pants. Why do all VTubers? All right, how many people in chat are wearing pants right now? YouTube chat is all right too. One in the chat right now if you're wearing pants. Not boxers, not underwear, pants, like outside. Like you could go outside right now and no one will look at you funny. You're lying. You're lying. Nah, I think you mistyped. Did you mean 2 instead of 1? You're wearing Shy Lily pants. All right, I'll believe that. I'll believe that.
You can do fables, right?
Yeah, let's do fables.
Yeah, okay.
You have jeans at home?
What,
Why would you wear jeans
Aesop's
voluntarily
and
at
the
home?
Grimm's ones, they're good.
Aesop, I've always thought is just such a stupid name. Like,
Yeah,
it reminds me of, you ever have a bad handshake?
of course, yes.
Is that PewDiePie? Is that PewDiePie and Conan? I didn't even know they met. Is that PewDiePie?
Of course, yes.
It reminds me.
Yeah! That's the 2020, what is it? That's the 2020 Times Magazine Hottest Man Alive PewDiePie. I didn't know they met.
Of that phenomenon where someone just puts their limp hand in
That's a disgusting handshake. Man, if somebody at work shakes my hand like that, I would never want to talk to them again.
your hand to shake it. You go, oh yeah, that's an Aesop.
That's
You know what I mean?
because it's almost like an onomatopoeia because that's what the handshake sounds like as well. But Aesop.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's
Aesop.
giving me a bloody Aesop. Oh, I'm doing all the work.
There is, of course, the other bad form of handshake, which is the overly aggressive, asserting dominance handshake.
That's what you call a grim.
That's a grim handshake. I like it.
A short story typically with animals.
How do you guys shake your hands? I have a gentle but firm handshake. but I've noticed that because I work in a very male-dominated industry, I generally have learned to have a more firm handshake than a limp one. You gotta assert your dominance. So when I go to shake hands with like girls that I meet through friends, they have like the gentlest handshake. And I feel like a fucking monster. To me, I feel like a Grimm Brothers handshake. They like gingerly touch tips, and I'm just here like grab.
This character's conveying a moral. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't
only
stand
know
the
about
dead
3 of
fish.
these fables. Maybe 4. Okay, so there's the turtle and the hare, the scorpion and the frog.
I've never heard of that
fox
one.
with the grapes.
I know
Oh,
that
I don't
one.
know that one.
I
You
know
don't
that one.
Sour grapes?
No. Oh, is it where the term comes from?
Yeah. Okay, so this is nicely
Yeah, this is a
presented.
lovely little
Look at this.
website.
Read.gov.
.gov. This is what the government wants
Okay.
you to read. Government-sanctioned mythology right here. Don't listen to them.
A fox one day spied a beautiful bunch of ripe grapes
Gorgeous.
hanging from a vine. The
4
grapes
pixels.
seemed ready to burst with juice, and the fox's mouth watered as he gazed longingly at them. The bunch hung from the high branch, and the fox had to jump for it. The first time he jumped, he missed it by a long way. So he walked off a short distance and took a running leap at it, only to fall short once again. And again, and again he tried, but
It's
in
called
vain.
skill issue.
Now he sat down
Just
and
get bigger. Just get bigger. Just get bigger thighs. Just get better jumping skills.
looked at the grapes in disgust. What a fool I am, he said. Here I am wearing myself out to get a bunch of sour grapes that are not worth, grasping for. And he walked off very, very scornfully. Yeah, so he's like, well, I fucking want it anyway. You bitch grapes.
Yeah. It's like me when I see strawberries at the grocery store, but then and they smell really good and they look really good, but then I see it's like fucking $10 for a small case. Nah, I don't want them anyway. Freaking strawberries are disgusting. They're probably moldy underneath that first layer. I don't want them anyway.
There are those who pretend.
So that's where the term sour grapes comes from.
I didn't know that. That's actually a really good story.
That's one of my favorites because I live
All
by
right, we're
it.
going to look at some images,
I'm a petty
and you
bitch.
tell me which myth this is from. This is going to be like a quiz. Audience, you can join in on this
All right, so ready, set.
Mythbusters, if you. Oh wait, that one's taken.
Myth destroyers.
Let's go.
Mythhounders. Okay, what's that? That's an underworld story for sure.
That's the 3 Fate sisters, right? Clotho, something.
Sure.
Yeah, this is those 3 ladies, what only share an eye.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that as a. I haven't thought about that myth since I was a kid. It's super creepy.
And so everybody's life has a string, and then they
They share one eye, just like how we share one brain cell.
Well, it's no good. They've got the titles at the top here. All right, look
Yeah,
away.
I would have got that one anyway. It's fine.
Oh, this is the guy that discovered fire, and as punishment, he's chained to the mountain, and an eagle is here to peck out his insides once every single day. Crazy punishment. Man, those people had no chill.
All right, who's this?
Oh, it's Thingy. She's got a box.
Pandora?
I know who she is.
Box?
I've seen that box before.
Oh, okay. Look at this one.
Hey,
Who's this?
This could be anything.
Well, that's Medusa's head in the middle. So,
Oh.
who cut off Medusa's head?
I'm not giving you any clues. It's in a...
I know the person who cut off Medusa's head was a demi-human, was a demigod. And he had a lot of fable. He's Hercules? No. There was another one that was very famous. Perseus, yes.
Can't
It's in
remember.
another episode in the field. You should know this one.
Oh, a real fan would know.
Yeah.
Perseus.
Hey, real
Who's
fans.
Old guy dying.
Yep.
Authority figures there. Lots of people are trying to kill him. It's Jeffrey Epstein. Murder of Jeffrey Epstein.
You got it. Next one. Who's this fella?
That can only be
This is the Minotaur, right? Is this a Minotaur?
Hercules.
I would not be fighting a lion nude.
Geralt for Rivera?
Time. Nord.
He has 2 ads in one video.
This is a message to everyone out there. Our privacy's in danger.
Oh, I love a good
We have
anime
to do
opening.
something.
68% off a 2-year plan. Protect your internet privacy. International content. Plus a free extra month.
Yes, the running! Let's go! why is it so realistic?
Let's fight for love, rock and roll, Lord,
What did he say? Did you hear what I heard? Damn. Lyrical genius. Daisuke. Da, da, da. I can't believe they spoiled the whole season in the opening. I hate it when anime does that. Don't show me the whole fight and who wins and who's the villain. I want to still watch the anime, damn it. I can't believe they put spoilers in here. 10 out of 10 ad.
David and Goliath? I think that one's pretty good.
What's the moral of David and Goliath?
I think it's supposed to be about sort of overcoming the odds.
I actually don't know the story. I know people reference Goliath very often, but I don't know what
I
happens.
heard an interpretation by Malcolm Gladwell that I thought was really good. Have you ever heard this one where it's like...
I don't think I have. What does Gladys say?
You've got two armies,
Yeah.
and you're cross from one another on a field.
Okay.
You're there in the Bronze Age. You're about to stab each other with these horribly blunt weapons and hurt
fun.
each other and maim each other. And, you know, you might have 2,000 troops on one side, 2,000 troops on the other, and you're all fairly evenly matched. The idea is that, you know what, instead of 4,000 of us getting potentially injured or killed, we'll take our strongest fighter and put him on the front lines, and you take your strongest fighter.
That's
and put him on the
certainly
front
God's
lines,
strongest
and
soldier.
these two will duel, and whoever wins the battle.
See, that's really good diplomacy. I think we should do that now.
It is a good idea, right? His argument is that actually David had a massive advantage all along.
Technology.
Yeah, well, basically.
Yeah.
He goes into what effectively a slingshot was back in the day. So apparently, these guys used to be incredibly accurate with their slingshots. You know, they all used to practice slinging because they were shepherds, and so that was your main weapon against things that were going to eat your flock.
Yeah, I don't think this is exclusive to Greek mythology. And also, hey, it's me, Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. And foxes and large crows and such.
Monsters that live in the backs of theaters.
Yeah,
potentially.
Mento.
Yeah, like really good ideas, IP-wise, just saying.
The other thing about a sling is that actually it's an incredibly powerful weapon. Like, you can very easily kill someone with a sling. They've recorded it's like the equivalent of like a 32 caliber bullet if you get hit by a rock from a sling. And so basically it's the story of a man with a knife going up against a man with a gun.
Yeah, the moral of the story is bring a gun to a knife fight.
Or at least wear a helmet.
Yes. That is the lesson according to Goliath, if you take his perspective.
I see.
If David comes along and he goes, oh, you know what, I'm the toughest fighter from my village. And then Goliath's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, kid. And then David goes, oh,
Typical shit talking.
I found a stone, look at this. And then basically hits them with the gun of their day.
Ah.
You'd be like, you can't just, this is cheating. And everybody charge, you know?
You're right, it was like set up like this samurai duel of honor. And this kid walks up and hollows some guy's head out in front of everyone.
Bro just invented guns. Bro just invented the first gun ever.
It's consistent with David's character. Do you know what he ends up doing after this?
What?
Goes on massive bender.
He does do that, invades loads of places, becomes king.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so a bit of an upgrade from shepherd. He becomes king of Israel. And then he spots a woman that he really likes far away, taking a
nice.
shower from his palace, and he's like,
Okay.
I like her.
Really?
Yeah, he sees this beautiful, like, never seen a woman that beautiful before. This is a part of the story that I've never quite understood about, is that he sees this woman bathing from his palace. So I don't know
What?
how he's managing that. But
Well, she's living in a glass house.
there we go.
Well, okay, look, if he can accurately shoot out someone's brains with a piece of rock, he probably has really good eyesight. Unlike you and me, who probably have our glasses and nearsighted as fuck.
Perfect. Anyway, so he goes over and she's like, I'm the king, so you should think about upgrading. And she's like, well, actually, my husband fights in your army, so it'd be a little bit dishonorable. So David goes back, finds out who this guy is, sends him to the front line, and has him killed, and takes his wife.
Oh.
That's the story, yeah.
I mean, as you would, right? As you would. I mean, if I was king, right? If I was king, and the most handsome man with the biggest strong was seen bathing from my palace, yeah, I'll probably send that wife to the front lines.
That's not so pleasant. What's your favorite myth?
My favorite myth. Ooh, King Midas is one of my favorites. The king who wishes to turn everything to gold.
Yeah.
I thought it was Midas.
So there's a guy.
Rizless.
His name's Midas.
I don't need
One
Riz when I'm a
day-
king.
Oh, who the hell's Ovid?
Oh, he's a poet. He wrote the Metamorphoses. Yeah, so a lot of the myths are sort of formalized because he's the first one who actually got it down.
Beautiful
on paper.
hair.
All right, so he retains the copyright.
Yes, exactly. He
So one day, Dionysus found that his old schoolmaster and foster father, the satyr Silenus,
The old satyr had been drinking wine and wandering away drunk to be found by some Pythagorean peasants who carried him to their king Midas. Midas treated him nice, 10 days in hospital.
You guys had
told
to
him
read this in
stories and
Latin
songs.
class? You had
For
Latin
someone
class?
governing a major
That's so
Greek
cool.
state, he's got a lot of time on his hands. And
We
on
just had
the
French
11th
class.
day, he brought him back to Dionysus, the god of debauchery and drinking, and then he gets a reward.
you may have one wish. And then, oddly, he decides, anything I touch will turn into gold. Midas rejoices at his new power, which he has hastened to put to the test. He touches an oak twig and a stone, both turn to gold.
So he can't. What if he touches himself? Golden pee-pee? What if he touches his wife? Ah, boo.
Overjoyed, as soon as he got home, he touched every rose in the rose garden, and they all became gold.
That's
He
kinda
ordered the
pretty.
servants to set a feast on the table. Upon discovering how even the food and drink turned to gold in his hands, he regretted his wish and cursed it.
Here's one loophole I don't think he thought of. Could he not hold something and then have the thing that he actually wants to hold in the thing?
They said that he was about to starve to death. So
I don't think he was very smart. I think people, I don't know, it's just my 2 cents. If you make a wish like that without thinking about the caveats, I don't think he's very smart. Maybe he didn't have the brain cell at that time.
must not have worked. Otherwise, I mean, unless he's just dumb. Like, really dumb. Like, keeps picking up another apple and go, oh, not this one again.
I wonder if this is in some way linked to the magical gambit I made
Sad,
earlier
even
this
will be
afternoon.
smarter
Dude,
than this
that'd be
guy.
the worst. Could you imagine, like, testing all that stuff? Because I suppose you'd go, like, I'm so hungry, I guess I won't use my hands then. So you get some chopsticks, and you start putting stuff in your mouth, and then it touches your lips, then it just turns to gold. That would be the worst.
Does gold just taste like pennies? Because it's gold, I assume it tastes better than the inferior metals.
Yeah, I think it's got, like, even less flavor than, pennies.
It's just
Oh.
pennies. There's nothing worse. You're in a situation and you accidentally taste pennies because you know something's gone wrong. It's like,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the penny taste.
Hold on, so is he turning the air particles that go into his lungs into gold? Because you're
I
breathing
feel
in bits
like
of dust,
it
too.
sounds like it only applies to things that touch his skin. So I guess if it's inside, it should be okay.
Surely they would turn to gold.
Yes, so I think particles or maybe gases are exempt.
Gold
from
and
his
oxygen is
gold-touching
crazy.
right powers.
No, wait, his clothes, the clothes on his body,
Yeah.
would instantly turn to gold then, you would think.
You would think. I think, as is the nature of myths,
You-
I think they
you
have to
can't think too
sacrifice a bit
closely.
of
You can't think too
conceptual
closely about
clarity
this
when you
stuff.
have a character like the Hulk show up. Like, he's always got to break his clothes in the right way. Otherwise, you just would have to have a bit of exposition in every film of just like, oh, do you see the Hulk's cock? Yeah, it is distressingly big. I'm scared.
He's exceedingly muscular with foreskin and scrotum.
The loophole is necessary for storytelling as well as everything else, I suppose.
Man, he would
yeah,
make all the
yeah.
Avengers
Or-
feel
it's-
very,
it's-
very self-conscious.
No, never mind. Yeah, I'll throw that thought away. It was just more about the Hulk's balls. Go on.
I know, tell me more about the Hulk's balls. That's great.
Well, I don't know. Is it regenerative? If you got, like, circumcised as a kid or something, does it
Okay,
grow?
seriously, I'm not the only one asking these questions, all right? We need to know. We need to know what the limitations are so we know how far we can push the boundaries of storytelling.
Back?
I would. Does the Hulk have regenerative powers, or is he just super strong?
Is that what happens to Wolverine, though?
Yeah, I mean, you can almost certainly suggest that Wolverine is uncircumcised.
In a version told by Nathaniel Hawthorne...
I did not need to know that.
Midas's daughter... Wait a minute. Is the daughter thing not in the original?
King Midas's daughter is not canon.
What the fuck? In the version told by Nathaniel Hawthorne in the Wonder Book for Boys and Girls. That's nice. That's a nice title.
That's so wholesome.
And Midas's daughter came to him, upset about the roses, and that had lost their fragrance and became hard.
Silly girl. Who cares about your silly roses when we have golden roses? Each one of these golden roses can get you a garden. Silly, silly girl.
And when he reached out to comfort her, found that he touched his daughter, and she turned soon to... So that version of the story...
Ah, it's from 1852.
That's so sad.
Didn't know that. Honestly, that's a genuine improvement.
Yeah, it's kind of like the peak of the conflict in the story.
Yeah, it's good. It's way better storytelling. Well done, Nathaniel Hawthorne. You've improved a classic. You say we should write a wonder book for girls and boys.
We should get Nathaniel in on it.
The wonder book for e-girls and incels.
That's not bad.
Buy a wonder book for e-girls
I will
and
read that.
incels.
I'll read that.
As
I'm an
approved
e-girl.
by the internet historian. That's canon now, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Awesome.
Midas didn't do anything wrong. He shouldn't really be punished forever.
No, disagree.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I mean, he was greedy, right? I mean, that was a punishable sin, right?
Midas did so, and when he touched the waters, the power flowed into the river, and the river sands turned into gold.
No.
This explained why the river Pactolus was so rich in gold.
We were wrong this whole time. This isn't a story about, like, not being materialistic. It's just a story about why there's gold in the river.
Yeah, I love that idea. Like, Ovid shows up.
Yeah.
He's like, what? That's what you took from the story? No, I was explaining why I'm holding this gold pan. And up to me ankle.
I feel like this myth is just constantly misunderstood. It is about properly checking for loopholes in whatever agreement you make.
Yes.
Be greedy, but be smart.
Yes.
Yes.
If King Midas had gone to his attorney and said, just want you to maybe look at this witch and see if there might be anything that might backfire dramatically.
I mean, if he already made a wish, can he not go back to Dionysus and be like, can you take this wish back? Okay, can you modify the wish a little bit?
You're allowed to put caveats with your wish,
Of course.
right? So surely you could get around all of this stuff by just adding a clause that says, in the way that I hope for and the desired results
Yes.
expect.
That's great.
Yes.
That is the perfect magic wish loophole avoider. That's what King Midas should have done.
Yep, you should have talked to us first.
Exactly. He should have consulted us.
I'm sure there's practical uses for it, though. Like, if you were... No, hold on. There must be one practical use of being able to immediately turn something into gold.
I mean, you'll be rich beyond your dreams. I guess you can't really own a yacht anymore because your yacht will turn to gold and I don't think it'll float anymore. You can't modify? Why can't you modify? I thought you can modify contracts.
I'm trying to think about because the main thing is to have a lot of gold.
Okay, I've got one.
I'm impressed that you've got even one because I've been trying to think of one.
You're at war with the Japanese.
Oh no.
Not again.
Okay, no. You're at war, and you decide to hire some Japanese ninjas.
Cool.
Okay.
You could take out some parchment and cut it into shuriken or whatever they're...
Shurikens.
Shuriken?
Yeah.
Shuriken.
Shaped stars, and then have Midas go swing over them, and then you could probably still throw them. Shall we wrap it up there? We need we need a bit of an outro in it.
Yeah. Oh. Let's do something brave and original.
Well, I'm about to jump into my Hindenburg 2 and float away.
I'm
Nice.
gonna go sleep in my glass house.
Ah,
Unlike
beautiful.
all you losers who can't even be seen while
Quick,
sleeping.
throw bricks at him.
See you later.
See you later. Oh no!
Oh
Ordinary things. Why did you put that massive antenna on the top of your glass house? No!
It's the only way I can know the truth.
The humanity.
Okay, I've got to go now. I'm being beamed up by 8G signals, so it's going to be really fast.
I gotta go. I'm dead. A big fireball. Subscribe to Ordinary Things. He's criminally undersubbed. Also, get NordVPN.
I like how all of his videos are seen.
Subscribe to
I like how all these videos are read because he's watched it. Maybe we'll react to some Ordinary Things videos next time.